So welcome to our module 2 of Level Up with Edema Timotheus. So today we're going to begin by defining some terms. But before we get into the software, you need to understand some things, and for those who are already having the knowledge of all of this, just bear with us. So we're going to be looking at definitions of different terms used in film production, which we are going to likely need the knowledge in using the software. So first, we'll start from what is FPS. So you might have heard the word frame per second before. Maybe you've been working in the film industry, you've been working with a video editor. You have been hearing me say change the FPS. So what FPS does? FPS stands for frame per second. Frame rate represents a frequency at which independent still images appear on the screen per second. So each video you see is made up of images. When you hear that word animation, animation is made up of different images brought to make a video. So videos are made up of different images. So we have 24 FPS, 24 frame per second. So what that means is that in a second we have 24 images. In a second we have 24 frames. So the frames are the images. So each of the frames make up the video in a second, so 24 frames per second. So for example, like the example there, if you have video 24 fps, it means that there are 24 images in 1 second of footage to produce an animated material. If it's about 120 fps, means in a second there are about 120 fps. And such kind of frame per second, you can easily slow down the speed. Maybe there's a lot of motion, and so when you slow down the speed, it won't have any lag. Before you shoot your video, you have to plan for the production before you shoot. So we're going to be looking at what is video bitrate, another important term. In simple terms, video bitrate refers to the amount of video bits data transferred within a second. It is vital to note that video bits are just strings of data that make up the video you watch. They are more like the digital building blocks of your video. Basically, when you have a higher bitrate, it means the larger amount of video bits are being uploaded within a second. So another question you ask me, so Timotheus, how do I know the bitrate I use for my video? And so all of these questions we're going to be answering it. There are many things that surrounds your video. So the higher the bitrate, the higher the MB, the higher the kilobytes, the higher the space it takes. So, and when you lessen it too much because you don't want too much space, it can as well affect the video quality. So everything goes together. So we're going to be looking at ways in which you can get the perfect bitrate. Also, increasing the bitrate is increase the size of your output video file, like I've said. Conversely, lower bitrate results in lower video quality and smaller size and faster export. So they all work together. So what's bitrate in audio? It's almost the same thing. The definition of bitrate is essentially the same everywhere. However, with respect to audio quality, bitrate refers to the amount of audio bits transferred at a given time. It's usually measured in kilobytes per second, that is kbps. The audio tracks you download from iTunes have a bitrate. So most audios, when you go to the setting, go to the properties, you see their bitrate. So different audio has bitrates just the way, and they affect the size is just the way it occurs also in video. So what's video resolution? Very important. You might have heard it word many places. So video resolution refers to the number of picture elements, that's pixels, I'll explain better, spread across a display unit. I will explain that better. We're going to go to a whiteboard and so that I can explain properly to you. A higher concentration of pixels, aka higher resolution, leads to higher visual quality. So the number of pixels in a video gives a better quality, presents a better quality. A video are made up of pixels. Each video you see, when you watch your video on your tab or your Android or whatever, so they are made up of pixels. So when you see a low resolution video, it means the number of pixels is very minimal, it's very small, and it depends on the device. This, when you look at your phone, your smartphone, and when you are watching a video, you are enjoying the quality is good. But when you display the video on a very large screen, you observe that why is this video like this? Why is the resolution so bad? Because each video is made up of pixels, and the pixel affects the quality. So each pixels make up the video. I've told you that. So using this illustration, we have different formats, we have different resolutions. We have the 4K, though we have 8K, but we begin from 4K. We have the 4K, which is 2160p quality, so it's shortly 4K. We have the 2K, which is this. Also, we have the 1080p. Most popular one is 1080p. These two are referred to UHD, which is ultra high definition. UHD, ultra high definition. Then from 1080p, we refer to 1080 as high definition. So the rest, they are not high definition. So 1080 is the most popular one. But when you want to go cinemas, they don't really use 1080p. They use like 4K videos or maybe 2K, but you often use 4K. So 1080p is just the regular video resolution people use. But if you want to use for your smartphone, you are not expecting people to watch it in a big screen, you can go as low as 720. So the higher the resolution, the higher the file size, and also the better the quality. So everything affects. So it depends on the device you are going to be using and device which the video is going to be watched. So let's use our illustration. Like I've said, we have 4K, we have 2K, we have 1080p, we have 720, we have 480p, we have 360p, we have 240p. So I've drawn this graph to explain to you. So the number of pixels affects the video. So we're going to be plotting this graph. We're going to be drawing it. So when you hear 4K video, so what does it mean? It means we have the regular aspect ratio, although we're still going to talk about the word aspect ratio. We use is 16:9. So the popular aspect ratio, both YouTube, web, and for videos, 16:9. Though we have 4:3, but let's just go with 16:9. And those are where these names are gotten from. So if you see, I've done this. The 4K video. When you watch a video, the video is don't mind my shape, just for illustration's sake. It's rectangle. So this is a rectangle. So this is the horizontal, and this is the vertical. So when you hear something like 1080p, let's begin. 1080p is the most common one. So when you hear 1080p, it means in the vertical we have 1080. So it's going to be like this. Like I've written it down here. So this is 1080p. So 1080p is going to be 1080. Then we are going to have 1920. Like if you see here, 1920. So we always take the horizontal before the vertical. So the name is gotten from the vertical. So if you hear 720p, means the vertical position of the video is the 720, and the horizontal position, like I've written here, is 1280. So the way these values are gotten, like I told you, I said 16:9 is the aspect ratio, the popular aspect ratio. So this is 16:9. So since we have this, this, you want to use a resolution of 1080p. So how do you know? Because though you want to use a resolution of 1080p, so how do you know, based on you want to use 16:9, then how do you know what will be the horizontal part of the video? So to know is just a simple mathematics. So mathematics comes in. So we have 16:9. So since we know 1080, which is the ratio 9, so you put your 1080. So you cross multiply 1080. I think I have my calculator here. Okay, let me draw it here. So 1080 times 16, 1080 times 16 divided by 9. So that will give you this value. Divided by 9, that's why we'll go 1920. So the aspect ratio is 16:9. Then we know it's 1080p, and 1080, the name is always gotten from the vertical position of the video. So when you get 720, is the vertical, that is 720. So you can use the cross multiply to know what to be the horizontal. So there are other, it can be 4:3. If it's 4:3, that's for viewing it in tablets and etc. Just do the same thing. When you hear 1080p, it's the vertical, then you can cross multiply and know what will be the horizontal. And for each social media platform, or for whatever you want to do, Facebook, or you want to post your video, they are often, you can browse them online. Let me explain further for you using this our table. So we're going to work with, so we're starting from 240. So the 240p, we say is 426.7 by 240. So 427, which is our horizontal, and 240, which is our vertical. So this is our horizontal. So this is how it's going to be. Then the next one is 640 by 360. So you get the idea. So for this 4K, so this is 4K. So this is 2K. So 4K, if we can see, so the way to know the number of pixels in this 240p, so it's calculation. I'm going to multiply 240 by, so this 240 means 240 pixels horizontally. See, then this one means this number vertically. So for us to get the total number of pixels in this region, so I'm going to multiply both. So let's go to our calculator. Is 240 multiplied by 426.7. So we have about 100,000 plus pixels in 240p video. So let me just note that down. So about, let's say 100,000 plus, let's say 100k. So let's do that of 4k. So I want to see, so you know the difference. Okay, that of 4k, that is 2160 multiplied by this value here, 4096. So that will give us about 9 million, let's say 9 million pixels, approximately 9 million. So in 240, this is 240p, and this is 4K. So, and I told you that each pixels contain the graphics, contain the video you are watching. So like now, if I bring forth a picture, so each picture is made up of a pixel. So the more the pixel, you also will know that the more the better quality. So the pixel takes more information because that's more pixels. So this one has about 100k pixels, 240. So that's why the resolution is affected by the number of pixels. So the more the pixels, the more better quality. So the lesser the pixel, lower quality. So that is why it depends on the device. So the lowest quality you can ever see is 240p. So I believe you guys understand that. So there are several free tools for calculating your bit rates. So these are some sites that can help you. We talk earlier about bit rates, and maybe you are confused. What can I use my bit rate so that I won't affect my quality? So these sites are there to help you, so you can look through them. So, and also this will help you. You can look through it later. So I'm going to look at video aspect ratio. So I've talked little on it as I was explaining my video resolution. So just to briefly talk on it, the aspect ratio of an image is the ratio of its width to its height, and it's expressed in two numbers separated by a column, such as 16:9. I told you 16:9 is the most popular one, 16:9. So like I told you, you always start from the horizontal to the vertical. So this is 4 here, over here is 4, over here is ratio 3. So this is 16 up, ratio 10 vertically, and this is 16 up, ratio 9. Okay? And it was 47, that's why it's as long as this ratio. So I know you know ratio, and to get the video resolution, I told you how to do it, cross multiply. So you need, in everything you are doing, mathematics is very fundamental. The number that appear in the ratio are not necessarily representative of the height and width in terms of pixels. It is just the ratio between the width and the height. So when you see 16:9, so don't assume that those are the quality. So 16:9 is a ratio and it can be assigned to any value. So I know you understand that. So no need to read that. Then we have video compositing. Compositing is the process of layering multiple on-screen element video, still images, text, or graphical elements into a single on-screen image. So adding different images and different. So we're going to see more of that, but just you know that a sequence can consist of multiple video and audio tracks running parallel in a timeline panel. Multiple tracks are used to superimpose or mix clips. A sequence must contain at least one video track and one audio track. You learn more later. Keyframing is the way you establish parameters, values in a video segment to enable easier editing and progress logical visual development. Keyframing becomes a major part of animation, allowing for editing every fragment is a concept of both animating and filmmaking that can be established where each frames differ from the next. What is video transition? Video transition is a post-production technique used in video editing or film to connect one shot to another. So we'll look at all this later.